tonight we are going to see Star Wars, but before that we are going to collect a very important thing. I'm so excited. We've been dreaming of this for a long time, and I'm really glad it's finally happening. But yeah, so there will be something new very soon. Introducing Senor Beans.
Norris.
Beans Norris. Well, it's yes, Mr. Norris, first name Beans, cousin of the Mr. Norris. And he's so sleepy, and James, you're just putting him to sleep with your magical presence. Look at Tiny little paws. You better get used to this screen in your face, Beans. You better get used to it. Yeah, he's used to it already. Nice. So, here's the surprise. This is Mr. Beans Norris, and he is a little 3-month-old kitten that we just picked up. He's so sleepy. Look at his sleepy little face. Oh, he's so sleepy. He's part Maine Coon, and we have had him on hold since we've been away on holidays. We've known we've been getting him, but it was a surprise. I think he's quite sleepy. He's had a hell of a day, and he's normally from quite a busy house. Anyway, we're taking him to the vet tomorrow just to make sure that he's okay, give him his vaccines and deworm him. We love him. His name is Mr. Beans because his little paws look like jelly beans. And I'm sure he'll be full of beans once he's woken up, had a nice rest. He's chosen my hand-spun blanket to sleep on. He's a cat of impeccable taste. This is my hand-spun sample blanket. It's literally only the size of a seat cover. Perfect for beans. Star Wars.
The film hasn't started yet.
No, we're not those
We're not
people.
those people.
Although, I've noticed way more of those people though. Is it legal to just hot shot their phones as they brighten up the cinema? Is that legal? Or maybe just a sucker gun so people can like suck onto the screen and then quick it out of their hands. I think it should be. Get it, Dad. I'm so proud of you, Mom. I'm so proud of you. Hey, James.
Hi. Hi, Beans.
Beans is down here. You can see his little ears. Hi, Beans. He likes seeing himself on the camera, which is a positive plus. Now, so, do you know what I forgot to do last night? So if we filmed in the cinema, but then we didn't film after the cinema.
We had to rush him for Beans.
We had to rush him to Beans. We were like, what if the whole house is on fire? And where was he?
Asleep on your blanket thingy.
And my handspun blanket that you were now sitting on as well.
I'm now sitting on.
I think this means that I need to make cushion covers, don't you?
Yes, obviously.
So, what did you think of Star Wars? No
Loved it.
spoilers.
Loved it. Loved it.
So good.
It's very Star Wars.
Super Star Wars.
No, that sounds like a bit...
I thought that, I Oh, I don't know if I can do this without spoilers. It was very middle of a series Star Wars.
Very Star Wars.
But they're always the best, right?
Just classic stuff.
I know, the cinematography.
Yeah, it was very well.
So beautiful.
It was like a lovely mix of like new age. Like there's one little bit which involves clicking, given straight out of like a 60s noir film or something. And then it still has sort of just very Star Warsy fight scenes, but then some of them were quite.
But then they have quite modern kind of quips and funny parts, and
It's really good.
I'm thinking of several of them right now. Hi Beans. He swaps laps, which is nice. He's equal shares.
Beans.
Equal beans bottom shares. But we're trying to not let him go down the table. It's all going to go downhill. I know. We just took him to the vet, and you were very good, apart from the screaming.
Soft mewing, I think, is the technical term.
Why? You know?
My vengeance will be swift.
He's so small though. So the vet says that he's about 12 weeks old. I think I told him 4 months, which is silly because that's not correct at all. 12 weeks is 3 months. Maths. You guys know I'm terrible at maths. Yeah, so he had his vaccinations. He had his first worming dose. So, yeah, and we bought him some cat food, which, funny story behind. So Burns dog food and cat food. My neighbours actually owned the Irish section, so they did the Irish kind of distribution. So we always had, like, because I used to pack all the samples for the food when I was a kid, so I always used to like go up and like it was my €5 or something an hour situation. So yeah, so Beans needs to go on Burns dog food, cat food, kitten food.
Because we know it works.
It's for little, yeah, we know it works because my cat Jackie, who died 2 years ago, she was like 20-ish when she died. But she arrived to us when she was about a year old, we think. She was really terribly like abused. I don't know. Like all of her fur had been cut off, and she was super malnourished, and she had loads of like sores on her skin, and it was so sad. And then we, our neighbours they gave us like a big bag of the dog food or the cat food. Why do I keep saying? Anyway, and literally, I think it was a turnaround of I'd say about 4 weeks maybe. And her coat was like super thick again because she was like almost balding, you know, in patches. She was actually one of the poster cats. So they took a before and after shot, and she was like, they did like a whole story about her success story about how you know, how Burns food kind of saved her little behind. Her coat mainly, but she was super healthy all her life, until of course she died. I think she died of, I don't even know, I wasn't here in the country, so I think there was some sort of infection or something wrong with the lungs, and she was quite old at that stage. So I got a sad phone call. I think I lived in England at the time. Yeah, but now, well, Mr. Norris was there, of course, before. Mr. Norris and Jackie had a love-hate relationship where Mr. Norris loved Jackie and Jackie hated Mr. Norris. Huge. So Mr. Norris now lives at home with my parents, but he is my sister's cat. So I've had strong requests hourly for updates on Mr. Norris from my sister, who's down in New Zealand. So not Mr. Norris, Mr. Beans. Mr. Beans Norris. I'm confusing everybody. Mr. Beans Norris.
Senor Beans.
Senor Beanzo. El Arigo. Arigo. Le Arigo. That's his French name. That's his French title. So yeah, Mr. Beans is being ridiculously cute. but hopefully I won't be spamming too much, because I can spam my sister instead. Because the urge to do when you have like a new cat or a new baby or whatever, you just want to take all the pictures because you love them so much. But yeah, people could get sick of it, so I will, we won't get sick of it obviously, but I won't be putting overly too much. The kittens are so freaking cute though. So yes, in summary, Star Wars.
Great. Beans great.
Beans great. Us great. I need another thumb. Nice.
Great.
Ooh, I'm also working on, and this is going to be a challenge because Beans is yet to be properly introduced to the proper state of a kitten to be in once their mummy is knitting. Yeah, so this is the test knit. This is the mix and match sweater. Ooh, that's a dangling tail. That's a disaster waiting to happen. So this is part of my fade kit that I did with some Aran weight yarn. So I am finally getting to sit down and work on this now. And I can't remember if I'm doing a turn. I stopped at that point for a reason, I realised. I'm going to put it down again, but yeah. I'm starting with this super lovely mauve colour. It's so nice. I was thinking that today or tomorrow I would do a proper sit-downy podcast. Yes. It is Saturday after all, so yeah. And I do need to sit down and edit all of that footage. The last video will come through.
Oh, good.
Well, thanks. Thanks, James. Thanks, Beans.
No dramas.
Stripe blanket again. It's an Attic 24 pattern, which is a free pattern. You just go to the Attic 24 website, which I'll obviously link down below, and it's the granny stripe pattern. So I followed that almost to the T. A baby sock. So I need to get working on this. Hopefully I'll have these finished in time for Christmas.
How do I?
We shall see. We shall see. But really, really enjoying these. And I kind of want a pair for myself as well. One thing I will say, they are super slippery. Are so much fun. This is part of Ellie's mystery mitten cal
Christmas jumper.
Like all the clues have been out for
No,
about 10
not
days.
at all. Not one bit.
It's just a cal.
Shh, 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 shh. So the battery pack is in my bra.
Boobs!
Christmas boobs. Hey, Beans. Beans, let's do some jumping. I know you love the jumping. Whee! Whoop, you're so fast. Too fast for jumping. Whoop. She's super fast. Woo! That was a good one. Way! Yay! Whee! Yay! Oh, that was good. Hey, Beans. How's your tummy? Yeah? Obsessed. Oh. He's full of beans. I'm gonna take this off. So why am I wearing this? Why have I put fairy lights and crocheted some snowflakes? Because I'm going to Work's Christmas ugly jumper party. Or is it just a Christmas jumper party? I think it's Christmas jumper.